A statement from Makaku proposes we might have to revise every one of the reading materials on the start of the universe. It takes a large number billions of years to make a cosmic system like the Milky Way with 100 billion stars, which is a long time old. Yet, the James Webb Telescope has recognized 6 cosmic systems that exist 500 million years after the huge explosion and depend on multiple times bigger than the Milky Way. Now, pressing forward is the only option. The James Webb Telescope has found one of the most seasoned universes ever, and it's so colossal and glowing that it can't perhaps be a universe from the early universe. The U.S. physicist Mel Kaku suspects that we are presently at the start of another period and another physics. This new physics could give more space to models like string hypothesis and the multiverse. Lastly, present to us the answer for the Hubble strain Missio. Kaku is correct when he laughingly remarks on the most recent disclosures of the JWST Webb showed us universes that seemingly existed in the early universe. However, they are so enormous and so advanced that they've probably been framed previously the Big Bang. There has proactively been proof in science that the universe as we envision it doesn't totally coordinate reality. You might have known about the Hubble predisposition, an estimation in exactness in deciding the pace of development of the universe. This issue has been known since the 1990s, and no one has been capable to address the riddle. Presently, Webb constantly shows us that there are different things amiss with our cosmology and astronomy. We might have been off base on many levels. The Big Bang can't possibly have occurred 13.8 billion quite a while back, if by some stroke of good luck 250 million years after it there were systems on the move in the universe which, as Kaku brings up, are larger than our Milky Way. As per our ongoing comprehension, system development is a perplexing cycle that requires billions of years to deliver systems like our Milky Way. Webb found many of these antiquated, delightfully formed, and huge cosmic systems. Every one represents a riddle to researchers. However, not just that, Webb likewise showed us of exceptionally enormous dark openings that contained in excess of 1 billion solar masses just 500 million years after the alleged Big Bang. These multitude of discoveries show us that our logical comprehension was off base, and the send-off of the James Webb Space Telescope set off perhaps of the greatest emergencies in present-day cosmology. Multiple times bigger than the Milky Way. Michio Kaku chuckles when he calls attention to that some of the newfound systems show up to multiple times bigger than the Milky Way. The famous astrophysicist from the USA is one of the specialists who have long brought up that our science has significant gaps. His speculations, which imagined a unification of quantum field hypotheses with the astronomy of huge peculiarities like stars and universes, were not treated in a serious way in moderate logical circles. It's definitively these moderate camps that presently have a gigantic issue on the grounds that their inflexible perspectives on the universe and their thoughts regarding the development of issue and the Big Bang are rocking. Rather, we will get a new physics, and on account of Webb, we may find totally new parts of our universe. They truly can't say that they knew nothing because furthermore to the Hubble telescope, there were currently different signs before Webb that the old thought of the Big Bang and development can't be altogether right. Even the old Hubble Space Telescope found some dubious places of light in the evidently early universe. One of these disclosures was the world known as GZ9P3. Hubble as it were perceived the world as an extremely obscure spot of light which was without a doubt there but permitted no more exact investigates. Just Webb shed light on the haziness and looked again at GZ9P3. It flipped off that this light was truly produced by an exceptionally old system. Under Webb's sharp eyes, the cosmic system showed a red shift of Z approaches 9.3, which amounts to nothing less than that we are checking a system out that existed just 510 million years after the Big Bang. This means that GZ9P3 is likewise an early-stage world that is definitely more enormous and mature than would be normal for its age. The universe too shows some anim aims that give specialists something worth mulling over. It has a bizarre shape with 2 splendid spots, uncovering its 2 thick centers. This suggests that we are really checking out 2 systems and that we are seeing a system consolidation in the evidently early universe. Mergers of 2 early-stage worlds in the early universe wouldn't be strange. However, regardless of whether we consider these 2 universes independently, they are as well huge and too advanced to be genuinely child systems in a youthful universe. By our old norms, it requires billions of years for systems to arrive at this degree of development. However, we see the world as it was 510 million years after the Big Bang. The world is dominated by youthful splendid stars, and specialists have found explicit elements like silicon, carbon, and iron that show more established stars. These elements are not typical of the first stars. They just formed after numerous ages of evolution. This fact additionally talks against us seeing a youthful cosmic system here. As you can see, something cannot be correct here, and researchers have not yet found the answer for the issue. The disclosure of additional old stars proposes that stars formed before and evolved in the universe see with metals quicker. The old stars in GZ9P3 may likewise show that the cosmic system developed synthetically quicker than thought, or we might have been off base about the age of the universe. And this is where the Hubble pressure returns into play. Is expansion a lie? Did you know that the expansion of the universe has never been completely demonstrated? The possibility that the universe is expanding is a hypothesis for which there was critical proof, but issues with this hypothesis soon arose. Development is one of the foundations of our cutting-edge cosmology. During the 1920s, it was like an upset, similarly as Webb is altering our perspective on the world today. Let us consider briefly how this acknowledgement came about, what proof backings it, and what logical inconsistencies or irregularities there are. The principal sign of the expansion of the universe came from Vesto Melvin Slipher, an American cosmologist who considered the ghastly lines of cosmic systems during the 1910s and found that a significant number of them displayed a red shift. This showed that these worlds were creating some distance from us. Anyway, the conclusive advancement came in 1929 when Edwin Hubble, additionally an American cosmologist, found the connection between the distance of cosmic systems and their break speed. Edwin Hubble utilized the Doppler impact to quantify the rates of worlds and track down that more far-off cosmic systems were creating some distance from us quicker. This drove to the plan of Hubble's regulation, which states that the speed at which a universe gets away from us is relative to its distance. For quite a while, this regulation was viewed as the main obvious evidence that the universe is growing. In expansion to the red movements, there is additional proof for the expansion of the universe. The vast microwave foundation CMB is the foundation radiation of the universe, tracing all the way back to when the universe was around 380,000 years old. It was found in 1965 by Arno Penzias and Robert Wilson. The uniform temperature circulation of this radiation thusly shows that the universe was once a lot denser and hotter and has been growing of all time since. Additional proof was the purported Big Bang nucleosynthesis, which states that the overflow of light components, for example hydrogen and helium shaped in the early universe, is steady with expectations of an extending universe. Regardless of this proof, there are two logical inconsistencies and unsettled questions. Inquiries concerning the possibility of expansion. The most intriguing of these is the Hubble pressure. Hubble strain alludes to an error between the upsides of the pace of expansion of the universe when various methods are applied. One method for deciding the Hubble steady utilizes satellite perceptions of the CMB. The estimations were done with the Wilkinson microwave anisotropy test and the Board Space Telescope, among others. These estimations generally result in a Hubble consistent of around 67 to 68 kilometers per second per megaparsec. Another method utilizes purported standard candles, whose light gives fixed focuses for estimating distances and paces in the universe. Researchers use Cepheid and Type Ia supernovae specifically as such standard candles. Cepheids are throbbing stars whose brilliance is connected with their throb period. Type Ia supernovae have a normalized splendor by estimating their obvious splendor. Distances can be set in stone, and joined with red movements to compute the development rate. This technique yields a higher Hubble consistent of around 73 to 74 kilometers each second per megaparsec. Several clarifications for this disparity have been proposed. In the past, there could be a systematic mistake in the estimation techniques or assumptions, and subsequently the outcomes are mutilated. Numerous specialists suspect a misunderstanding in the theories of dark matter and dark energy. Both are said to make up by far most of the universe, yet we have not yet been ready to quantify or demonstrate them. So we know very little about the genuine properties of either. Previously obscure parts of dark matter and dark energy could make sense of the pressures. As indicated by James Webb's ongoing perceptions, researchers indeed even suspect that dark matter and energy could change their properties, making them genuinely immense or indeterminable. Assuming this is valid, We are far-fetched to at any point have the option to experimentally depict the universe in its aggregate. However, there are different clarifications for Hubble's voltage. The standard candles could be influenced.